Welcome back, family. Today we will review women who divorce their husbands because of their so-called happiness, then cry later on when reality settle in.
Divorce is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, you guys. It's been a year since everything got finalized. And I am living my best life. I am thriving really lately, and finally happy with my routine and my solitude and the things that I do on my own. But this week marks a year, and I'm feeling that grief, just kind of clouding over me, which is wild. It's this person doesn't even exist in your life after 7 years, and like the thought that the things that you thought you were going to build together no longer are viable. So it's just a confusing place to be, Went out last night, had a great time, but now I'm feeling a little in my feels, if you would say. So if you're somebody that's struggling with a divorce, you're not alone. And specifically, if you're the person who asked for the divorce and you feel sad, it's normal. I feel like nobody speaks about the person that took the step towards it, right? Because they're just seen in a bad light. You stopped fighting, you didn't want to work on it anymore, you gave up, whatever the case may be. But it is really difficult to make that decision, and it is really difficult to stand by that decision, and it's really hard to navigate the feelings of both wanting to now be on your own and still grieving the fairy tale thing that you had with that person.
You cannot say that you are living your best life and being depressed at the same damn time. Fellas, yes, she was probably high when she was partying and having her so-called good time yesterday. But this is her true reality: depression, loneliness, and sadness. What you have here is a prime example of the state of mind of most modern women. It's impulse life decision-making driven by emotions. It's all about me, 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 me. Here is another example of the level of selfishness of the modern woman.
My story is not unique. I left a marriage after 15 years. I had 3 kids with the man. I had built a life with him, and I really wanted it to work. Deciding when it was time to leave, deciding that I had tried hard enough, deciding that yes, it was worth to take the risk of the unknown for leaving the known, which I had become very accustomed to over the last 15 years. And even though I was miserable, there was some security to it. There was a little bit of, at least I was comfortable in knowing what to expect. As the years would roll by, and every birthday I got the same card that said, next year will be better, I, somewhere deep inside, thought to myself, there's no way, and the only way that my life is going to change is if I leave. But I had 3 kids, and I was also thinking, wait, if my happiness means that I'm taking away the kids' happiness, and all of the guilt that came into play of, am I being so selfish that I want to leave this, and is it bad enough? But here's the kicker. The kicker is that if you are in a place where you are absolutely miserable, you're being treated horribly, or whatever your circumstances are, but you know in your heart that the only way to change your life is to leave, let me tell you that you will carry guilt with you, that it will be extremely difficult. And when you are looking for people who you're like, okay, well, she left and look how her life turned out, and you're looking for examples, and your mind is researching for the evidence that you're going to be okay, I'm going to tell you that no matter what it is that's the unknown that's on the other side, if you are in a situation right now where years are passing by and you are still miserable in a relationship and you're not being taken care of and you're not being seen and you're not being heard and you're just being alone in a marriage, the unknown is terrifying, but there's nothing more terrifying than looking back and seeing all the years that you wasted living in fear.
Every time you hear a woman saying that she just wanted to be happy, that is why she left. Just know that she wanted more and more and more and more. Meanwhile, their selfish decisions destroy the lives of their kids. Check it out.
I'm crying because my son is leaving. He's going to see his dad and it just hurts.
And what is even more revolting is that they turn again this whole situation into a "look at me, I'm so sad," just to grab more attention. In case you want to feel sorry for her crying, let me show you the last clip this woman posted on her page about men and how she views relationships.
I finally cracked the code for permanently staying in the honeymoon phase with your partner. Now, before you think that's not possible, I can be gone for 15 minutes and this man will greet me like I've been gone for a week. There's not one time I've said, hey, I really feel like a walk. And he's been like, nah, I'd rather stay home. And no matter how mad we may be at each other, we always sleep in the same bed. Isn't that right? Get a dog.
Honestly, I personally don't care what these selfish women do with their lives as long as they don't have any children, because their selfish acts put their children in every statistical disadvantage, and we, as the society, have to deal now with these kids. Shaking my damn head. Let's check out our last divorced woman.
I'm just getting back from a soccer game and I'm sitting in my car in the dark garage and I wanted to share something with you guys. And I know if I don't share it right now and record it, then I won't do it tomorrow because the feeling will be gone and then I'll just tell myself it's stupid and nobody cares anyway. But I wanted to share something about being divorced that nobody really talks about or tells you about. And tonight's game reminded me of that because it was an awesome game. It was like tied 0-0 and we scored in like the last 12 seconds. It was awesome. And everybody's cheering and it's just, you know, and it was just a reminder that I am missing my partner next to me where I can share in the depth of that experience with. You know how you can kind of just like look at your person or like hug them with excitement, or kind of even if you just like lock eyes for a minute, you know that the both of you are taking in that moment of something your kid just did that's really awesome and that you're going to relive that memory 10 years from now. It's just this weird mix of like happy and joy and like an empty space at the same time. I'm not saying that so you can feel bad or be like, oh, poor you. Like, it's not that. My life is very, very full, but it's just sharing these parts because I think it's important for you guys to know that there are hard parts of my life too. We often just give the highlight reel, right? I think my sister said to me not too long ago, how's your awesome life going? And I just laughed, you know, but I don't want you guys to think that my life is just a piece of cake because it's not. And there's a lot of hard things. So when there's hard things in your life, maybe you'll think of me and be like, okay, she's got that. I see little snippets of her hard stuff and she's still holding down the fort and being healthy and fit and strong. And so maybe I could do that too. So if I can instill that belief for you that this is there for you too, that helps you look a little bit differently at your own challenges. So hopefully that helps. My kid's home. I'm going to go congratulate him. Have a good night.
Fellas, you have to trust women to be women, meaning they will always tend to cater to their emotions first, which is a recipe for disaster when left unchecked. In other words, women are self-destructive when left into their own devices. That's it for today's video. I would really appreciate a sub, like, comment, and share so that we can keep pushing this content to more men out there. Peace.